Well, there was a time in my life where this seemed like the biggest arena in the world. So there were no tickets on sale at the window. It's a place where I have a lot of fond memories as a player, but also as a kid growing up. I mean, a lot of great teams came through here, and sometimes you came to watch the opponents just as much as you came to watch the Vikings. We lived for those Friday and Saturday night home games. I think we have plenty of basketball fans in this town, enough to go around for two schools. Coach Sweet had so many of us that went on to become successful head coaches, whether it was Skip Collins, John Milholland, who won over 400 games at Frankfort High School but played for Coach Sweet in Westville, Illinois, Chuck Kristen, myself. There were just a bunch of these players, but one of the most successful ones was a guy named Les Whitkey, who was on the team but didn't score a point. But I remember as a senior, Les Whitkey bringing his team from Rich East to watch us practice on a Saturday morning, and he came in and he had his JV coach with him, a guy named Steve Fisher, who won an NCAA championship, and Les was that conduit for Fisher because Les was an assistant for Tony Yates at Illinois.
And of course, when Robbie Hummel and Scott Martin went off to Purdue, the last Big Ten players were Joe Ellis, my teammate, who went to Minnesota in 1970, and I went to Northwestern. But in that decade before us, there were a half a dozen. Steve O'Neill, John Wurstel, both went to Purdue, and Jerry Nelson went to Northwestern, Mike Carlin to Wisconsin. We had a whole bunch of them, and it was literally kind of commonplace. And of course, I grew up playing outdoors at Gardner School, and with the greatest talent that you could ever possibly imagine, because you'd have players like Chuck Kristen. I remember Scotty Ward coming back. He had played at South Carolina, where it was all SEC, and he was trying out for the Bulls. And if I remember correctly, Scotty was the last man cut by the Bulls, and they kept Guy Rogers instead of him, who was a veteran point guard. And Chuck Kristen was the last guy cut by the Celtics, and they kept some guy named John Havlicek, who turned out to be a pretty good player. But there is just a tremendous amount of history in this tiny gym, because by modern standards, 2,200 seats. Most small county schools have gyms this big now, but for us, in our day, this was, a spectacular place to come and watch games. You have to get out there, and you have to promote your program, and you have to make basketball exciting and entertaining to watch, and we plan on doing that. And I know I have a great young coaching staff.
These are my rules. Be on time, do your best, use good judgment. Because I think they cover everything. And in basketball, timing is everything. You have to be in the right place at the right time. And giving a great effort is always really important. And using good judgment, we have these athletic and student handbooks that kids and their parents have to sign, but everybody knows that shoplifting's bad and vandalism's bad, and that's poor judgment. At this point, I want to look forward to the season, and I want to encourage people to come to the games. I know that will be exciting to watch, and I know that we'll put a team on the floor that'll give 100% every time they're out there. But I think we do have, abundance of shooters, and we can play an up-tempo type of game that is going to be very entertaining. And I think, our players are going to find that they're going to be involved in things in the community. Real Vikings read, and we're going to go out and do things, and we'll be involved, with basketball at the lower levels, and the boys club, and the Boys and Girls Club, and the YMCA. Anywhere that we can come in contact with people that have an interest in basketball, we're going to be there.